a storm, and you feel like you can take no more. Wanna give up, you can't go on. Faith is weak, all hope is gone. Well, I'm here to encourage you. Don't stop, you just go through. Tests and trials come to make you strong. You'll bring it on, it won't be long. So say to yourself, hey, you can make it. I know you can. Don't you wait, hey, you can make it. It really doesn't matter. To the sky, hey, you can make it. You can't lose, look out on your side, hey, you can make it. Speak over your life. Say to yourself, hey, you can make it. Sometimes you gotta encourage yourself. Don't you wait, hey, you can make it. You can make it. To the sky, hey, you can make it. Look out on your side, hey, you can make it. It's really not that hard. Your victory's not far. No burden is too small. My God can handle it all. He knows how much you can bear. So you can make it 'cause he's always there. So hold on, my brother, you can make it. So be strong, my sister, you can take it. Yeah, hold on, everything's gonna be alright. Be strong, I know if you just hold on. Hold on, ooh, yeah. Be strong in the power of his might. Hold on to God's unchanging hand. Be strong, he won't give you more than you can bear. Hold on, 'cause he knows and he cares. Be strong, everything's gonna work out fine. Hold on, everything is gonna be alright. Be strong, just hold on to your faith. Hold on and don't let go. Be strong, be strong. Hold on, put on the whole armor of God. Be strong in the Lord.
Somebody may be going through right now as you're listening to this song. Yeah, but we don't want you to worry. Listen, L, talk to me, man.
I know you've been going through,
Yeah.
but if you just keep the faith, I know you can make it if you try. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning if you just hold. You can make it if you try. I know that the road gets rough. I know that the going gets tough, but if you can make it if you try. But if you just hold on, if you just keep the faith, I know you can make it if you try.
Yes, you can.
All you gotta do is hold on. All you gotta do is keep the faith. You can make it if you try.
I know.
All you gotta do is, hold on. You can make it if you try. Ooh, yeah.
What's going on, y'all? It is your man D Toe. You're tuned in to Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show, right here on everyone's favorite network. It is freedomradio.com, and I am super excited to have everybody hanging out with us today. Listen, I'm starting out with shout outs because I'll do my other stuff in just a minute. But let's give some early shout outs to people hanging out with us. People like Cheryl Galloway hanging out with us from the ATL on YouTube. What's up to Latoya Lewis, who is hanging out with us on Facebook? What up to my dude BTK? What up, bro? Hanging out with us also on Facebook. Tracy J. Wilson, what up, though? Hanging out with us both on YouTube and Facebook. It's all to the good. What is going on to my friend Cedria Clark out in Stockton? That's right, Stockton of California. What is going on, Ashley? Glad to have you hanging out with us again. It's going to be a great day. Now, before you do anything, first of all, you need to know my name is Demetrius Toll Free. It literally says so right there. You can hit me up on social media everywhere at D Toll Free, at DTOLEFREE. Now, with that being said, do me a favor, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you know what you got to do. Get on the phone, call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace. Well, oh, wait. Did I say Twitter? You can't tweet no more. It's X now. Anyway, get on the phone, call, text, tweet, X, MySpace, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo, Threads. Do whatever you got to do, but you know who you got to tell. Matter of fact, you know what? Why don't you go a step further? Why don't you, get you two cans and a string and holler at somebody? Why don't you roll down your window and or blow your horn, doot doot, but tell everybody you know, your mama them, Ray Ray, Shay Shay, Day Day, Delicious them, Nut Nut them, Pojo them, let them all know. Let them all know that we are live right now on the Freedom Radio family of networks, as well as I believe we're even streaming live on the Ashland Cole YouTube channel. So we are grateful for all of that. And I am excited. Can you tell I'm excited? Shout out to some more people hanging out with us. What is going on to my guy, Chester Brooks? What's up, bro? Shout out to Denisha Sexton Do in the virtual building. Lady Do, my bro, hanging out with us, Seymour Bryce. It is all to the good, and I am grateful for all of you. Now, with all that being said, we have so much to cover and only a little bit of time to cover it. I want to bring up right now my first co-host out in the city of Hercules of California, my homegirl and yours, the world travel. I didn't even put her in the wrong city today, but she is the world travel, always funny, always has something to say, and it's always uplifting. She's been churchy these last couple of weeks, but let's bring up my homegirl and yours, Ashlyn Tara Cole. Ashlyn, girl, what is going on?
What's going on, everybody? Good to be here. Happy Tuesday to you. Shout out to the YouTube text team. I couldn't think of what I was trying to say. The text team. Shout out to everybody that's joining. I see Tracy's on here, and let's see who else. Yeah, a lot of people on. Cheryl, great to see you all. Today's gonna be a good day. We've it's been an interesting kind of a roller coaster week this week. We've had some high highs, we've had some low lows. And I don't know, there's some heavy hearts out there. So we want to just be encouraged. What's up, Ashley? Be encouraged, but also to be an encourager, right? And this is the thing. We ain't got to be walking around quoting scriptures and out and all of that. That's not, they will know we are Christians by our love, So how are you loving on people? How are you loving on people in the grocery store? How are you loving on people, at your job, at the school, when you drop off your kids? I mean, how are you loving on people? Because that, if we really get that in our spirit, that's going to be the thing that's going to make such a difference in how we are so kind to one another instead of so critical and so judgmental. We got to step away from that. It is not our job to be judgmental. Now, we have a list of standards that we follow, that God has given us, all that stuff, but he didn't call us to be judges. He's the judge. Let him deal with it. All you got to do is lift him and love people. That's it. Lift him, love people. That's it. If we simplify things, I think we will get much further in life. That's just kind of where I'm at this week.
It's all good. I love it. That's good stuff. And I like that. And I remember someone penning a song that mentioned those words, and we know, and they'll know that we are Christians by our love. It is all good. All right, y'all, we're going to keep things going. We've got another great co-host. Well, I thought we did. But listen, we've got people hanging out, shouting us out, and making things happen from everywhere. Shout out to Beatrice Ward in the building. What is going on? Glad to have you hanging out. And again, thank you, Tracy J. Wilson, who is always shouting us out and making things happen. Do me a favor, y'all, while you're hanging out with us, especially those on Facebook, why don't you take a moment and tag 3 people in the chat so they can know that you are watching and that they know to join in with us as well. And so let's make that happen. Do that favor. Just tag 3 people in the chat on Facebook. And let's get some more people hanging out with us because we've got a lot to cover in a short time to cover it. Let's get ready to bring up our next co-host out in Charlotte of North Carolina. My homegirl and yours. She is a great singer, great person, as well as a great graphic designer. She has done so much for Freedom Radio that we cannot tell it all. But let's bring her up anyway. My homegirl and yours, Yolanda Wild Praise Morant. Yolanda,
hi.
Is going.
Oh, hi. How you doing? Can you hear me?
I hear you, and you know what? Because I know you don't like to be CNN, as we call it. I'm not even going to CNN you right now, but you do look amazing. Welcome to the show. How you feeling?
I appreciate your agreement to that. Thank you so much. I'm good.
I don't always agree, but today I'll try to be nice.
Well, the Bible says where 2 or 3 are gathered. Let us agree. No,
yes. I hear you.
It says touch and agree. Let's
absolutely.
That's not what the Bible says. What you got to read your Bible, as the song says. Read your Bible.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm glad you're hanging out. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. We've got a lot to cover, so much to cover that we want to jump right into it. Now, I do see people tagging and chiming in already. What's up to Celeste Ford? What's going on, Celeste? Grateful to have you hanging out with us. And Chester, I see you, bro. I see you tagging people, man. I'm grateful to have you doing that. And those of you hanging out with us, you should do the same thing. Why don't you tag a person and let's make something happen today? What's going on? And welcome to Linda McCreary. Hey, what's going on, Linda? Glad to have you hanging out with us. Now, we do have another co-host hanging out backstage who he had a forgetful moment, so he's in the car. But let's bring him up anyway. My guy and yours, Ashland's bestie, Ja'Cory Proto in the building. Ja'Cory, man, what is going on?
Ooh, Jesus, I don't really like to write things down. So I forgot I do funerals. I'm a funeral singer.
He is.
If you know me, I do like maybe 2 to 3 funerals a week.
He does.
So I'm on my way to do what God gifted me to do, which is not easy for everybody to do. But I did, since I'm on here for a minute, want to shout out Trey Edwards, because I went last night to the Yoshi's event for his single release, and the boy can flat out sing. He killed it. Him and his mother, they did an excellent job. So y'all go and download Trey Edwards' new single. I cannot remember the name of it, but put I Am Rebel. Not just Rebel, but I Am Rebel. Yo, I see you.
Y'all throwing up gang signs now. It's all good. Hey, it is all good. Hey, I am super excited about what is going on around Freedom Radio. So much so, now I used to talk it first and then try to make it happen, but I'm changing up my game. I'm through talking it. I'm going to do it first and then talk about it. So with that being said, we've been talking about, now you see, hold on. First of all, let me show you. I am donning my old Freedom Radio t-shirt. This is an old one I'm wearing, but we have some things in the work. We've been talking about it. I'm through talking. It's time to make it happen. So I am so excited because today, I don't even think Ashlyn, Yolanda, Ja'Cory, I didn't even tell none of y'all about this. So
wow, I'm excited.
Why don't I shock you and everybody else? And we have a real quick commercial that kind of displays what we're trying to launch. Well, not trying, what we're launching as of today. Take a quick moment and take a look at this. What's going on, good people? It's your man D-Toll from ShopTalk, here to tell you about some freedom gear that you just have to have. As you know, we already have an array of tees, hoodies, phone cases, and more that bear the FDR logo, but now we are expanding to statement tees. You can now get tees that say freedom looks good on you, and another one that says, "Praise the Lord, hallelujah, I'm free." Both tees are available in a ton of colors and sizes and are available now for purchase on the FDR website and app. So either go to freedomradio.com/shop on your web browser or open the FDR app on your iPhone or Android devices and click the FDR gear icon. On behalf of the whole team at Freedom Radio, we appreciate all of your consistent support, and we know that freedom looks good on you. All right, y'all, and we are back. We are back. It is all good.
We ain't gonna skip past the soundtrack now. We ain't gonna skip past the soundtrack, Dito. Can they get that somewhere?
Oh yeah, that the background music, that's old Dito music, but yeah, it is available on iTunes and wherever you download.
See how he just kind of brushed it off. I don't know about y'all, but I was rocking in my seat. Since you want a skirt, I'm gonna pause. Okay, y'all go look for Dito on all digital music platforms. That is Demetrius Toll Free. I'm telling you, this brother right here has an arsenal of amazing music that'll get you through whatever situation you're going through. So I'm going to encourage you to go get his music today. Yeah, Dito, back to you, sir.
I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Listen, t-shirts are available again on this website and the Freedom Radio app. Shout out to Yolanda Wild Praise Morant for the designs and some extra assistance from Ashlyn to point us in the right direction with some certain colors. And I am super excited about it. Those t-shirts are now available. Again, that music, of course, is available too. Now, Ja'Cory gave a shout out to I Am Rebel. I want to give a very quick shout out to my guy, Leonard Bailey.
Yes.
Leonard Bailey over the weekend did a recording in Oakland at Love Center. He picked the phone up and called me and even had me do a song. I said, man, I'll do it for you. But we had a great time in Oakland, a nice house of people that were there. And I can't wait for you all to hear the great music that was written by Leonard Bailey and others that presented songs on that night. It was a great time, great worship experience, and I look forward to playing that in the very near future. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all, let's get things going, and let's get ready to start with today's National Day. I'll jump in. I have a couple of them. Now, this is great. This is a brand new month. It's the month of August, and this is my favorite month because it's my birthday month. So, starting today, I'm taking all presents. I'm taking all dinner reservations, lunch, whatever you want to take me to lunch, whatever you want to do, hit me up. This is my month, and we will make it available. I'll make myself available to you. Real quick, in terms of today's National Day, today is National Girlfriend Day. I was shocked to see this. National Girlfriend Day. So if you have a friend that's a girl that you haven't talked to in a while or that you consider to be a close friend, why don't you pick the phone up or send a text out to a friend that's a girl, as today is National Girlfriend Day. Secondly, this is not only is it my birthday month, but it's also National Wellness Month.
Oh, amen.
National Wellness Month. So I like this. So I plan to get to the gym. If I don't get there by today, tomorrow I'm going to get my big tail up and get to the gym. So I have to, because I have to get on the bike and try to see if I can make a full turn. I haven't been able to do that as of yet, but I am working on that. And so I'm in solidarity.
I'm in solidarity with you, Dito. I've been going to the gym. I have some sort of injury myself. It's not at the level that you are. I haven't had surgery and all that you've been dealing with. Yes. But yeah, I've been having pain in my body. So I decided to go swimming. And let me tell you, that is a full body, like zero gravity, no impact workout. And I have just been loving it. I go at a certain time in the morning and there's nobody in the pool. It is a public pool, which I'm not, I'm kind of a little bit of a germaphobe, but they keep this pool really clean. And so I was very excited. But I've been doing that. Started last week. So I went yesterday. I'm going again today. So I'm going to be in solidarity with you, Dito, this month. And if you want to, cha-ching, if you want to get on here and set a challenge, I'm not mad at you. Although I know some people attach their watch to like their dog and like just send the dog out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We
Exactly.
experienced that last year, I think.
Yeah. We got hoodwinked. So we got hoodwinked, but it's okay. Yeah, but I'm down to do it. I don't know how to swim. I swim just like a rock, but yeah, that's me. I'm a rock swimmer. But it is all good. So that's good to know. So it is what National Wellness Month, and yeah, if you want to join myself and Ashlyn, and if you have an Apple Watch and want to share your progress with us, let us know, and we'd love to have you join us on that campaign. Next to last, today is also National Spider-Man Day. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out! Here comes the Spider-Man. I know the joint. I'm an original Spider-Man person.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I know it.
Spider-Man Day. Okay,
yeah, today is National Spider-Man Day. And there is a recent Spider-Man movie out. I haven't looked at it, but it is available now on Apple TV for those of you who utilize that way of viewing movies and purchasing and doing those things. It is available to purchase and rent on there as well. Lastly, this throws off everything I said about National Wellness Month, but today is National Homemade Pie Day. Homemade Pie Day. So I am an apple pie eater. If you're talking about homemade pie, I know, Ashton, you don't do cooked fruit. I know, I remember, but I do apple pie. I do lemon meringue. If you know what you're doing.
Lemon meringue is really good.
Yeah, there's a couple of good pies out there that could make things happen. But my all-time favorite, I love to go to Nations and get either cherry or strawberry cheesecake. I know that's not a homemade pie, but that I feel the Lord in that place. And thank you. There's a Nations not far from me today. Oddly enough, Ashland, Jacory, and Wild Praise, Nations is directly across the street from my gym. Is it?
Lord have mercy.
That's the devil's doing. I know it's the devil's doing.
Nothing but the devil. That is.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Here's what I have discovered. And I think it's so important in life that we continue to discover things, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you stop discovering, then you just gonna be on an island all by yourself and you're gonna do nothing else. But I have discovered that it is equal parts what you eat and how you work your body out. It's equal parts. I know people have so many opinions about this, but the other thing is that it's different for everybody, right? It's different. Women, we have the whole hormone thing going, and we got this all these balances, changes, and all, but men have the same thing as well. We ups and downs and ebbs and flows. But to have a Nations, I guess you could get a protein burger, right, at Nations, right? You could get something healthy-ish. I don't know, but I think over Nations or the gym, I would say go to the gym.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm not mad at you, and we've got a bunch of great comments coming in. I see, people talking about I'm going to BTK talking about he's going to Nations today.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, Nations is the Lord's doing, and
I used to have their chocolate. What's it called? The chocolate mousse. What chocolate mousse?
No, I don't do that one.
Or the banana cream pie. Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't eat that
well,
stuff.
You know what? I tell you what, those are our national days, and I tell you what, let's keep things going and go straight into today's birthdays. Because if we hang around with these national days, talking about homemade pies, I'm gonna be just like, start in my car and be like, click, goo, click, goo, click, goo, click. I'm gonna be gone. But let's get into today's birthdays. We only have a couple. We have Jason Momoa. Many of you know him.
I'm not mad at him. Hallelujah. Thank you, Aquaman. Jesus.
Is that a living color moment?
Hallelujah.
Are you okay?
I'm a sand on, wax on, wax off moment.
He's a nice looking guy. for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Today's Jason Momoa, and he's no longer married to that young lady from the Cosby Show,
No.
Lisa Monet.
Who's
So,
that
but
young
he
lady?
turned, yeah, he turned 44 today. So shout out to
Wow.
Aquaman, as well as he played his role in Fast and Furious 10. So I
I
definitely
haven't
want
seen it.
to. You haven't
Okay.
seen it?
No, I
Oh,
have
he
not.
played his role. He
Oh,
played
10.
his
Is that the
role.
newest one? Is 10 the newest
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
I seen
Yeah,
10.
he played a major role, and I was impressed by him being able to switch into a different type of role. So he did his thing. So shout out to him. Happy birthday, his 44th birthday. Shout out to basketball player Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers, who is the son of Doc Rivers. Today is his 31st birthday. Shout out to him. Also, shout out to rapper extraordinaire Chuck D. Chuck D turns 63 today.
Wow.
And yeah, Chuck D is 63 and he looks great. He looks great. For those of you in fashion, today would have been Yves Saint Laurent's birthday. He was born in 1936, but the YSL movement still is going on. Trust me, I know because I got a bill from YSL just the other day, fooling around with Allegra. But today would have been his birthday. And last but not least, rapper Coolio. He also passed last year. Today would have been his birthday also. So shout out to all of them. Now, Ashlyn, this is where you do your thing, young lady. So I throw it out to you to encourage the people.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to actually go to scripture. Psalm 71, 6-8 says, I've depended on you from birth. You cut the cord when I came from my mother's womb. My praise is always about you. I've become an example to many people because you are my strong refuge. My mouth is filled with your praise, glorifying you all day long. Now, I just want to encourage you that as you celebrate your birthday, you're celebrating all that's good about God, right? And so I want to just celebrate you. If nobody else tells you today happy birthday, let me be the first to tell you happy birthday. I love birthdays. I can't wait for mine to wrap around again in another 7 months. But yeah, happy birthday to all of you from us here at Freedom Radio and Shop Talk.
Absolutely. Good stuff. And we are glad to have all of you yet hanging out with us. And a lot of things is going on. I just talked a moment ago about the Fast and Furious 10 that had Jason Momoa. I have seen every Fast and Furious movie. I am somewhat of a movie buff. I still haven't had a chance to go and see the new Mission Impossible, but
Oh,
that is on my
I saw
list to
that
do
too.
this week.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
I've seen all of them except the new one, so I'm going to go see the new one this week. Today might be my day. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely want to see that. But there's a lot of movies that have came out, and Yolanda Wild Praise Morant.
Please
I
don't
don't
feature.
know. Did you go see the movie, or you just want to tell us about what it
Well, I just
what
think
has?
it's interesting. So I'm a girly girl. Don't see anything. Well, let's have fellowship together. So I am. I just don't like to be. So this thing, I am a movie buff, right? I saw Elements this weekend. Disney Pixar, I think was a combination. Absolutely, positively phenomenal. Real talk. Let me tell you what I believe about Disney. Say what you want. The Lord was with Walt Disney. And there's always a lesson. I'm serious. The lesson, the movie is very amazing, effects and stuff like that. But the lesson in the movie was like, wow, you can miss your opportunity. That's what kind of happened in the movie without giving away. This woman, the character, she had multiple opportunities to share with her parent about what she really wanted to do in life, and she missed the opportunity several times, and it almost costed someone their life. Seriously, the movie was like very, very amazing. But I wanted to share. I haven't seen the Barbie movie, but I did think it was interesting that the movie costed about 124. Let me make sure I tell y'all right. 145 million dollars to make. The movie to date has made over 775. I say that number right. It's made over $700 million. It came out in July. It's still in the theater. I went to the movies on Sunday to see Elements, and it was like, oh my God, the lines have been wrapped around the corners. So I just think it's interesting. Barbie fever has been like crazy. Like if you type Barbie in Google, your screen turns pink. It's like Barbie fever. I just wanted to share that. I thought that was amazing. So that does prove money's in the earth.
Absolutely.
Come on.
That's real because tell you, this movie has made millions of dollars. The soundtrack, all the Barbies that have come out, all the makeup, all the phenomenon is crazy. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I'm excited to see it, but I did think that was interesting.
Wow. Yeah. There's just been a buzz. I mean, my daughter was in here last night making pink bracelets. It's her birthday on Friday, and she and her girlfriends are going to go see the Barbie movie. And I'm like, the Barbie movie? I'm like, I can't relate. I mean, sure, I had Barbies
Really?
as a little girl. I had Barbies, but I'm like, I don't have Barbie fever. Like, I didn't think anything of it when I saw that there was a Barbie movie. However, I've seen the clips, some of the clips from some of the scenes, and it has a lot of women's empowerment messages in it, and messages about, loving yourself and all that stuff. So I am definitely curious, and it's interesting that it is making all this money in the midst of the SAG-AFTRA strike, which is
that amazing. It's making, and I don't want to tear here because I know you want to move on. I don't know if people know. I'm a social media girl, right? Every day I see Barbie something, like every single day, from right. Products, makeup, clothes, the fever, the people creating the Barbie box. It's like crazy. But there's somebody just commented on the flip side of the movie. I have heard some negative things concerning some subliminal messages. How do I say this? Some other choices as far as like gender concerns. Like there's some, I think, some other flip sides. Maybe that's why I'm not like, ooh, let's go see it.
Right.
I think there were some concerns on that part too, about the movie.
Yeah. And I saw Alan McPherson is on here. I saw that he put a comment that he was concerned about the subliminal messages that he took his young daughters. And I think that this is, this is where we can get into a really deep conversation about protecting your eye gates and your ear gates, right? And that's like old school language, but it's relevant still today. And here's the thing. It's like a show like SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob, but is it something that I think I would sit a young child down in front and watch because of all the subliminal messages? Ren and Stimpy was another one that they had back in the day, and it was very adult humor. Really? And so I think that, we need to guard, and protect our kids from things that are shiny and pink and bright and, bubbly and candy and all that stuff. I mean, that's how they used to teach us. If a man comes, as a young girl, if a man comes up in a car, what's the first thing that he does? Offer you some bubble gum. Mm-hmm. So that's the draw. That's the attraction. That's the thing that the kids want to see and hear. But what's behind it, right? You get them in the door, and now you have their attention. And what are you actually feeding them? So I think that it's very important that we don't just take things at face value because we saw a billboard and it's like, you got to go see the new movie, the Barbie movie, or whatever movie. That we need to do our research ahead of time, find out what the content is, because I'm telling you, Satan is the author of confusion, right? He comes to seek, kill, and destroy, right? And he is not only busy, but he's planted seeds for generations, and those seeds are now coming and bearing fruit. And so things like Barbie, that was an innocent thing back in the day. Now that seed that was planted then is now coming to bear fruit. And is that fruit actually going to be fruit that is good? Or is that going to be rotten fruit that now is going to spread to our kids. I'm not passing judgment on the movie at all. I have not seen it. I'm just saying be careful as parents, as community members, as, you know, as protecting yourself. Make sure that you do your research first before you just go running into the theater with your children in tow, because you don't know what seeds are going to be planted in that theater.
Yeah, and I said this last part. I know Demetrius be ready to slap us sometimes, but you know, the truth is, I was speaking to a pastor named Pastor Dion Jefferson last night. He said something to me. He said, "I'm not judging it, but I am judging its fruit." And I think it's really, really what Ashton just said is so true. He said this as a kid who, like, as a big kid, right? I mean, I was like so enticed by the elements, like, whoa, but there was a powerful message, right? But she's right. The day has shifted. So it's not like it was when I was a kid, right? Thank God for good genes. I'm 44. When I was a kid, you could sit your kid in front of the television while you clean the house, while you right? I was a kid. I grew up watching Sesame Street and the Muppets when there were really good lessons, right? I always tell people I learned how to count in Spanish watching Sesame Street. I learned how to, about friendship, right? Because those shows were created. Mm-hmm. Those shows were created to help children learn. Those shows were created to teach lessons. Shows like Schoolhouse Rock, and they were created to teach those things. But now she's correct. Shows now have the people who produce the shows have a different kind of. They have a different motive. It's not like it was before.
Yeah, the agenda. What's the
agenda? The agenda is totally different. Agenda's totally different. I don't want Terry here because I feel my help coming, as you know, as somebody, an old lady would say. I'm telling you, it's not the same.
Yeah,
it's not the same. Even Disney movies, they used to be pure. They used to be, and I'm a hard Disney kid, but I'm telling you, it's not the same. So she's very correct. Just take it from people like you. You cannot just sit your kid in front of the TV anymore. You cannot just let them play the games anymore. You do have to be more conscious. You have to be more aware. I saw the father that said, had I saw the trailer first, I probably wouldn't have taken my daughters. So it just says you might have to take a little time. Even other movies that have come out recently, there were other agendas. There were other things going on underneath. So without tearing, we do have to be more careful. For sure.
Absolutely. And that's good to have a conversation before. Right now, my daughter's 24. She's getting ready to be 25 on Friday. I trust her opinion. I trust her that she's going to go and she's going to see this movie and she's going to be able to make an educated, intellectual decision on what information she wants to retain. But our 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds children, they're so impressionable. So if you are going to expose them to things, have the conversation with them, right? Our children are not dumb. They're not dumb. And we're not raising children. We're raising adults. They might be in child form now, but we are raising them to adulthood. So have a conversation with them. Tell them, I may be concerned. There may be some things in this thing that, that go against whatever. Have a conversation. I'm tired of seeing parents not talk to their kids. Like, just talk to them, right? There's so many things I wish people would have sat me down and said, but they didn't because, well, go sit at the kids' table. Now there's a time and a place for that. But I'm saying, I think that today's day and age is different than when we were kids. It is. It's different. It's different. They're exposed to way more horrible things than we were, even though it was hard for us too. Just talk to them. Just sit down and talk to them.
Good stuff. I love it. We're going to keep things going. Right now, we're going to get ready to talk about the passing. We talking about great people or different things that we grew up on. We all, at some point or another, grew up watching the great Pee Wee Herman. He passed on yesterday at the age of 70. And I bring him up. He was only 70. Is still is young, in my opinion. The closer I get to it, but great actor. He embraced this role, and Jacory hit me up yesterday and had me cracking up, talking about how we used to all laugh about how he dressed, and Now, if you look at people's prom pictures nowadays and how people dress to go to church and stuff like that, Ja'Cory, I mean,
Right.
he was
Minus
before,
the socks.
now he was before his time.
That part.
Right.
So I mean, so tell me what you guys think about this whole Pee Wee Herman. I mean, obviously our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Tender age of 70 that he has passed and gone on, but left an indelible impression upon the earth, especially in the terms of fashion.
It was amazing. Wow. I think being the first of anything is difficult. I won't
Yeah,
tarry. But I agree. I think he was the first of a lot of things. He was amazing. And I agree with Ja'Cory, like the sense of fashion then probably was frowned upon, but today this is what people do.
yeah, absolutely. Now, Ja'Cory, do you have a suit like this in the closet?
I didn't got a little more round in this season, so I won't be putting it on. But I mean, that flood situation is in, that sock situation is in, the bow tie, and I just think it's funny how, I guess as you get older, you get more wisdom. Because
Yeah,
back in the day, they talked about Pee Wee Herman like he was a dog.
right,
Just like
right.
I think back even when I used to go to the Dr. Jones show, the church people talked about him like he was a dog, but we'll talk like a dog about people that we know nothing about. And that's
Yeah,
what I hate.
Mhm.
He still had a brand and he was helping children. He was trying to, help people be friendly.
yeah,
Pee Wee Herman was a man. How you doing? And if you turn
absolutely.
on Adventure, Pee Wee Adventures, I'm gonna be stuck to the
Yeah,
television. So
I
absolutely.
hear it. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
he
Ashley.
is definitely an innovator, and misunderstood at times, and definitely, um, just a very sweet, caring man, and a lover of children, in the healthiest of ways.
Yeah,
And so we want to definitely, like Dito said, keep his family lifted up. He was a good friend of my friend Sheila E., and he was battling cancer for the last 6 years, in silence, really, and as many of us do. And he's we know where he went. I pray that God takes his soul, and that he lives and rests in paradise forever, with no pain and no suffering, and all of that. So yeah, rest in peace, Pee Wee.
absolutely. Good stuff. Yeah. Again, I think that he was before his time in terms of his innovative thinking. But I'm laughing now at BTK who says that he's going to wear a great suit Sunday with a
I
red bow
love it.
tie,
I
but
love
minus the shoes. I get it. I'm not mad at it. Latoya Lewis chimes in and says that definitely was a part of her childhood, Pee Wee movies and The Big Adventure. I get it. I mean, again,
I had
I
the
didn't.
shoes, bro. I had the
Oh,
shoes.
really?
Kenneth Cole made the shoes.
it. Oh, you
Yeah.
sure
Ah,
did.
Oh, I had them for as
Mhm.
long as I could
Mhm.
keep them together, but I had to give them puppies up after a while.
I feel you.
A white
I
pair?
would
You had a white pair?
Yes.
A black
Yeah,
suit?
I was gonna say they had to be hard to keep
Wow.
clean.
Yeah, that was a situation within itself.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, again, our thoughts and prayers are with him and with his family, and we'll do all that we can to keep you abreast if we hear anything else about that, or they do any type of things that we can visually see in terms of a memorial or funeral. We'll definitely keep you abreast of that if we hear that. All right. Also happening in the news, guys. I'm sure by now you all have heard, whether you care or not, that Twitter has rebranded. Twitter has been rebranded to just the letter X.
Oh,
I,
Why? They can
Can
get
I tell
more.
you, I just deleted it last night because I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is this X on my phone?
I'm over it. I'm over it. For first of all, the marketing. I don't know if you saw the marketing started this week. They actually built a giant neon X on the roof of the building, and the neighbors were complaining.
yeah.
They apparently didn't even have code for it. They didn't even have permits for it, but they built it anyway on top of this building, and it
Hmm.
was blaring all day and all night. This big giant X. I gave up on Twitter, and I'm just gonna say this publicly. I gave up on Twitter when Elon Musk took it over. When the whole Trump fiasco and all of that stuff, it was like, this is garbage to me. I'm sorry. This is garbage. This is not why for me, I want to be on social media. This is not how I want to be spending my time. So now I've actually embraced Threads on Instagram. I've actually embraced it because it's a similar format, but I just like it so much more because I live on Instagram. Instagram is, where I express things for my personal, my business, and I've been enjoying Threads. I'm over Twitter or X or whatever. Yeah, X, because X means former. That's a great name because X, I don't deal with X's.
Interesting.
Well, why did he change it? Can you give us like the short version? Like what was the?
It's a marketing program. I'm going to be. I mean, the Detold thought of it, and shout out to my homegirl Lakita Denise Long. What's up, Lakita? Glad to have you hanging out with us. My version, I haven't done the whole research, but I know Threads is kicking tail, and I really think it's just a rebrand to try to get users to come back because they have lost a lot of users, and they're trying to make it be more than just Twitter or just more than just tweeting. They want to make it be an all inclusive type of thing.
Yes, I saw like all inclusive for your financial needs. So that's where I tap out. Because I'm like, what is the okay, are you going to help us make more money like you?
Right.
Or like what is the thing? So this is my thing. I think rebranding is cool. As a person who does graphics, media promotion, brand, okay. But are you just changing it because you feel? Are you in your feelings? Because the kids,
I'm telling you,
with the Threads.
That's my thought because Threads has taken over. You got 100 million users. I mean, I don't know where we are now or where they are now, but 100 million users within 5 days. And Twitter was trying to sue Instagram to take Threads down. Obviously, they didn't win that particular battle, but they put together a lawsuit against Instagram to have them take Threads down.
117 million Thread users.
That's a lot of folks.
Users.
Yeah. So that's a lot of people. I mean,
in a matter of a couple weeks. That's just
absolutely
in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I think, desperation does not look good on people. It just doesn't. When you're desperate for something, you make funny decisions that just don't make sense. And the whole image of Twitter with the birds and everything, that I thought that was such a good marketing, tweets and all that stuff. It was such a good marketing thing. This X thing, to me, it's such a sign of the times. It's so rigid and it's so like I'm good.
The other part is people sometimes forget.
Forget what?
You can't make it in the Bible says in business be men, right? So I'm trying to receive constantly this lesson. The truth is, it seems like an emotional decision. When the truth is, people be hot on Threads for a little moment, right? Because this is what the kids do. Not calling you a child if you're watching this. I'm saying this is what the social media kids do. We'll be hot on something for a little while, right? Ooh, and then it dies. And then we go back to what we were doing. So if you can wait this out just a moment, sir. If you can wait this out just a moment, you can wait out the pressure and you can hold your emotion. You won't lose anybody. Anybody that's really with you, you're not going to lose them. They just got a little distracted. They'll be back. But I think it just seems like an emotional move.
Well, yeah, but don't you think that also he's not about the people? His motivation is money.
No, he ain't about the people.
No, his motivation is not the people, right? I feel like Instagram, it's about how are we going to connect people? How are we going to make connections? How are you going to use this platform as a network, a networking tool or a I need help tool, or let me offer this encouragement tool, like something. But I feel like anything else, Twitter just seems so messy for a long time. It's just seems so messy and so ugly. And like the stuff that people put on there is like, come on, can we just lead with kindness again? I don't know why I keep going back to this.
I mean, people gonna do what they do. Is what I've learned. It's up to us to about whatever we are part of, respond to. I saw something this morning where a pastor posted that he chose the wife he chose because he understood the woman he was dating at the time. He wasn't going to be attracted to her forever. I thought that was powerful. So people in the comments were upset. Oh, he's so shallow. Oh, I can't believe. Don't you want somebody to choose you that loves you forever? And so before I commented, I said, I looked up, I said, oh, he's a pastor. Ooh, maybe we want to contain our. So I think people are just who they are. It could be Twitter, it could be X, it could be W. I'm just saying, it just seems like he made an emotional decision.
Yeah, and 40, what was it? $40 billion he spent on the Twitter acquisition.
Yeah.
$40 billion.
$40 billion.
He's trying to get that money back. So, anyway, back to you.
Good stuff. Hey, there's a lot of money out there being spent. People spend money on what they want to spend it on. And in regards to social media, people go where they want to go, whether you change it from a bird to an X or whatever it is. People are going to still do what they want to do. Speaking of people doing what they want to do, I have just a couple of quick moments to give us today's question of the day. I knock on the door because today's question of the day takes us to a door. And today's question of the day is simply this. Blue door, you go back in time and you fix all your mistakes. Or red door, you get $10 million in cash.
This is hilarious. Where do we get these things from?
Find stuff everywhere. Hey, this is a good question. Do you want to go to the blue door, try to right all your wrongs?
No.
As coming up as a person?
No.
Or do you want to just go through the red door and get $10 million in cash?
No. Here's the thing. I'm 49 years old. I'm getting ready to be 50 years old next year. I'm not trying to go back and fix nothing. I'm not trying to go back and do it all over again. Give me the cash and let me put together a nice gift basket and say, please forgive me on a note card and do that. Yeah, because I think that everything that I've been through has got me to where I am today, and I love this version of me. If I had not been through all the things that I had been through, I might not have learned all those lessons. So if I go back fixing them, I'm not God. God did his best work in my life all these years. Who am I to go back and question to say maybe things should have been different? If they should have been different, they would have been different. You made the best decisions that you could make back then with the tools that you had in the moment. And if it would have been any different, God would have given you a new set of tools. Give me the money. Let me invest it and let me create some generational wealth for my children's children so that when I go on, they can be like, you know what? Our mom did all the right things that she was supposed to do. She made some mistakes, but in the end, she got it right.
Okay. So let me go to some of these comments and I will go down the road with us. BTK says he's going to fix the mistakes. And I'll tell you why he says that in just a moment. Cheryl Galloway says that she'll take the cash. Shantae, what's going on, young lady? She says that she'll take the 10 million. Celeste says that she learned from her mistakes. She's running through the red door. And Shantae says that she can't fix everything. But Linda McCreary says that she's fixing her mistakes. Tracy J. Wilson says, give me the red door. Latoya also chimes in and said, red door because I learned from my mistakes. Cha-ching. BTK explains that if he goes back and fixes mistakes, that he would have more than 10 million. I like the way you're thinking. And Cheryl further chimes in. She says, I've become who I am because of what I've gone through. I hear you. Shantae further chimes back in again and says, do better moving forward. All right. I see Elizabeth Valisa Pierce chimes in and says, give me the red door. And so many people chiming in. But Yolanda, let me run to you. What would you do in this instance?
Part of me says the blue door. So I agree with Ashley, right? But I also know there was some things I went through that I didn't have to go through had I not been so afraid. Had I been okay with what God gave me and who He's created me to be, I probably wouldn't have experienced some of the things I went through. My friend Cedric told me one time, if you wouldn't have believed them, you wouldn't have been here so long. So part of me says the blue, because there's some things I could have avoided, right? I could have had 2 records by now. I could have probably been about 3 sizes down by now, right? But the other part of me says, girl, take the $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm being honest, if I stand in front of the door, I'll take the $10 million. Because what I know now can help me for tomorrow, right? I'll take the $10 million. I'll come and let's go on a cruise and then we figure out how to spend the rest of the money.
I feel you. That's good stuff. I like the way you're thinking. Jacory, man, I know you're prepping, getting ready to run out the door, man. But what would you do, man? Blue door to fix everything, fix your mistakes, or red door to get your money?
2 songs come to mind. One of them is Ashlyn's favorite song. I'm not going back. I'm moving ahead. And then there's another Clark Sisters, Tried in the Fire to Come Out as Pure Gold. I'm taking the money. I'm going through the red door. And guess what? I'm on piece together some of those mistakes.
That's right.
I love the way you're thinking.
I heard somebody, I think it was on Instagram, and I can't remember who it was, but it said, when we wait to accomplish the things that we want, this is just based on what Yolanda just said. If we wait to accomplish the things or do the things that we know God has told us to do, which is the definition of procrastination, we get less time to then live in the overflow. The longer we wait, right? We're so hung up on what we don't have the right tools, and we don't have the right team, and we don't have the right confidence, and we don't have the right funding. But if we would just go forward to walk in what God has called us to do, then we get to spend more time there. Because the longer we wait, the closer we get to the finish line. So you want to pick up the pace at the end, at the very last moment, and then you just get to spend the last 10 years, 20, 15, whatever years in the overflow. I'm trying to live in the overflow now. Amen. I'm trying to publish the book this year, this month. I'm trying to do the book now so that I can live in the overflow that God is just calling. He's just like, it's here. Come, you got to walk. Step out of the boat. Get out of the boat and get on the water.
I like that. That's good stuff. Listen, I'm looking up at the clock, and man, I let me give y'all my answer real quick.
Yes.
My answer would be, I would take the 10 million. And I say that because I've learned so much that the 10 million, not only could I live on it, but I could probably double it, if not triple it, because of the mistakes that I've made in my past. So, I'm gonna let my mistakes be where they are. I'm gonna learn from the mistakes I've made and make things happen. Listen, Ashton, you said something that really got my attention, that you told us that we need to get out of the boat and get in the water. I found out something as a closing comment and a final statement. I'm laughing because I'm talking to myself. It's really hard to accomplish things if you still have dry shoes.
Hey.
I'm gonna say that one more time. It's really hard to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish if you have dry shoes. Meaning that you can't do anything until you do what Ashlyn said. Get out of the boat.
Get out of the boat.
Get your shoes wet. Make it happen. Listen, it is time for us to go. But before we go, on behalf of Ashlyn, Jacory, and Yolanda, my name is Demetrius Tofrey, y'all. This has been an absolutely amazing show. To the next time on this same Shop Talk Network, at this same Shop Talk time, y'all know how I do. You can help me say it out. Up, Eco. Holla.